Welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together. Hello everyone, welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts, and today I'm going to make this beautiful Easter card, and I've put Mom on the front of this, but on the one I'm going to make shortly I'm going to put Easter on it. Inside it says, hope you have a very happy Mother's Day, but it could be used for Easter as well. These daffodils are from the Simply Cards and Papercraft magazine. This came out on Thursday, it's issue 188, and inside this magazine you get this all-to-new layered daffodil die collection, and I have to say it's beautiful. You can see it here on the card. And in real life, I was really gobsmacked with it. I love it. I would definitely get more of these. I think you get a great bang for your buck with this one. So what you do is, it's showing you here the different colors you need to choose from, and then you use the different dies on each color. And then what you do is you assemble the whole lot. So I've picked out some different cardstock. I'm going to move this out of the way and let me show you. So I have the Paper Mania 12 by 12 sheets, and from that I picked out some different colors. So I have a light yellow, a burnt orange, a dark orange, just different shades really, and I have some different colored cardstock. I also used a mirror cardstock as well. I don't know if you can see that. It's mirrored, and I used that on the leaves. And I'm just showing you there with this little piece. I forgot to get out another sheet to show you. So that's what you'll need. You'll need to have each color of your card for each of the dies that you're going to use. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, the only other thing I wanted to say is that the scalloped edged border die that I have here, I actually cut out a smaller one and stuck it on my envelope, and I've put it's just a little bit off center, so it will allow for stamps on top. And a lot of the postal, they read the barcode along the bottom. It goes through a machine, so I've moved it up a little bit, but I just thought that was a nice touch, you know, for matching with the card. So now let's get started, and I'll just leave this over here and we'll get started. I hope I'm not jingling too much with all the jewels. I'll be heading out shortly. So right, first things first, I have my envelope. Now I get the ready-made packs. They're 25 and 50 packs of cards with matching envelopes. You can get them 5 by 7, 6 by 6, whatever size. Do Crafts do the ones that I get. I get them in my local art and hobby shop or the Range, or I get them from Cards and Scraps. They're a company in Cork and they ship. So what I've done is I've taken a piece of my green card, and I have this layered die. Now this die set, it's just a generic set, but I think I got them on Amazon. I do get some products from Wish, but I only get generic products from there. I mean, recently I was on one of those types of apps, and they had a stamp set on there that was very like something Simon Says had out. So I wouldn't like to cheat people for their designs, etc., but I felt this was a generic type. So I do have some dies, letters, numbers and stuff like that. So this, I just got this die set and I've cut that out. And then the bigger die that comes with this, I have that cut out to go on my card top. So I'm going to show you that now. So that's the envelope done. Now you can just use a rectangular square. You don't have to use an edged piece. But just because I put that on the card, I'm going to pop that on the envelope. So you could use a stitched die rectangular square to go on there, or you could just cut out a rectangular piece of your cardstock and stick it on there. It doesn't have to be fancy at all. So that's the envelope, and we'll stick that on there later. And then for our card itself, I am making a 5x7 card. It's what I like to use. And you can make whatever size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, or whatever size you like. But here I'm using a 5x7 card, and I'm just going to fold that over like so. And that is my card base ready to go. Now on top of that, we are going to put a black mat, and that is just 1/4 shy of the 5x7, so it's 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and that will just layer on there on my card. Now on my previous one I made it a little bit smaller, but with this one I wanted to do it a little bit different, so you can do your mats and layers any size that you want. That's what I'm happening to do for this card. On top of that then, I am going to put a piece of white cardstock, and I have this embossing folder, and it's just dots on it. And I think I got this from Cards and Scraps down in Cork. So yeah, it's just a generic one, and it is 5x7. Yay, perfect. And inside I've put a piece of card which is going to be smaller than that. I want to mat that onto my black piece, so that'll go on here like so. And there really is, there's just about 1/8 is all that I've left around there. Now you can do 1/4 of an inch, so if your layer, we'll say, is 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, then your white embossed piece could be 4 1/2 by 6 1/2. So it's just whatever size you're happy with, and I just thought that little fine border going around the whole lot there would be perfect, and that's what I've done, and that will sit on there like so. Now the next thing to go on there is our larger piece of green paper that we've die cut out, and again you can make this any size you like. I've just used the larger die, but again you can just cut out a rectangular piece of cardstock, maybe give it 1 inch, you know, the whole way around, whatever suits you. And then on top of that we're going to put our dies, our cut out daffodils. Now when you cut them out you will get all these little pieces, and all you have to do is stick them on together. So I thought we would do that together. Now I do have one done already to save on time, and this is how it'll look when it's finished. And again you can put the leaf part of the daffodil on any side you like. On my one I have them both on the left hand side, but you could have one on the left and the other one on the right, whatever way makes you happy. So let's get that stuck together. Now I'm using my Nuvo glue. I would recommend that you use a glue that when it's dried it's not tacky, and when it's dried that it's clear, that you can't see it. So whatever glue you're going to use, one of the little glue pens, etc., you just want to make sure that it's not going to leave any residue behind. So with this little piece, and I'm jingling guys, I'm really sorry, and I'm going to do my best to try not get my head in the way as well. So with this you need to put this little piece on first, and then this piece goes on after that, and then this piece is the last to go. So they're the order. So it's your big piece on the bottom, then your little stamens, then this piece, and then this. So let's get gluing. So I just put a little bit on here. You don't really need a lot for these. And just stick that down like that. And then we'll take this piece, and I do have a tweezers there generally that I use. And we'll just put some Nuvo glue on this as well. And all you need is a little few dabs here and there. Just like that. And then I should really have used my reverse tweezers. Might have done a better job. So I just sit that down like that, and then what I do is I pick it up and I just kind of faff it into place, if that's actually a word, but it's one I'm going to use. Now you can see a few bits of glue there, but it's not a worry because you won't even see that by the time it's dried. And that's our second piece on. And now we're going to put this tiny little piece. Again, we'll take hold of that. And just pop some glue. Teeny little drops. So, and then we'll pop that. And that just sits right on here, like so. And that just sits right on there like that. Isn't that lovely? Oh, gorgeous. So that's our little daffodil done. Now the next piece we have to do are these. So this goes behind our daffodil, and this piece here sticks on there. So again, we'll just hold it with the tweezers and a little bit of glue again. Pop that down. And this is a devil, it keeps moving. Just put that on there like that. And then we'll put our little stem for our daffodil. Now, let's see, I'm going to have one going that way, and I want the other daffodil facing the other way. So I'm going to make sure that I attach my little stem onto the back here like that. So you can pop it in whichever way. I mean, you can have it facing downwards or whatever, but I think I'm going to have it there so it's actually facing upwards. So we just need a little dot of glue. Yeah, I'm going to pop a little dot of glue there. Pop that on the back, and I shall just use my tweezers, give that a bit of a pinch. And we're ready to go. So that one will be like that, and then the next thing to do is just pop this on here, and I'm going to put a little bit, and I might put this towards the inside. Shall I do it that way? Maybe the two together. No, I'm going to bring it out this way again. And again, I'm just hold that there like that. Give that a chance to dry. And there we go. There's our two flowers ready to go. Now on this card, what I did was on one of the little daffodils, I've popped it up and the other is laying flat. And so all you need is some foam tape for that. And we'll do that later. What we'll do first is we'll assemble our card all together. Now, the only other thing that I added on this that I haven't shown you yet is the Love from Lizzie, and they're called peel-offs. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen these before, but they're really awesome. They're little tiny cuts, and they're stickers, and they come in all different widths, and you can use them like layering or matting, or instead of ribbon, things like that. So I'm going to use some of these lovely green ones. Now I do have yellow ones, and I was actually debating to use the yellow ones this time. So I think I think we will. We've used the yellow just to mix it up this time on this card, go well with our daffodils as well. And I've also got some lovely little sticky pearls to go on this card. These ones have got glitter on them, and I did use a wink of Stella on my daffodils, so they'll pick up nicely, and they're different colours, so I'm going to use them on the card as embellishment as well. So why don't we go ahead and get this all stuck together. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I've fast forwarded through all that for you. I'm going to put some glue on the bottom of my daffodil here. As you can see, I've put loads of little bits of foam tape on here, just because I didn't want you going through the pain of watching me doing that. So we'll get the release paper off, which is probably a pain for you to have to watch as well, getting the release paper off. Sometimes it's just awkward, just to be awkward. So we're actually moving house next week. So just to let you know that I won't have any videos or cards up next week because of the move. Everything in my craft room is going to be getting packed up. Right, so let's see now. How do we want to put it? I think I'll just put that there like that, because we're going to do a piece across it here. You won't really see it, so I don't need for it to come in too much to join it. So maybe like that. Now the only thing I forgot to do is put a little dab of glue underneath here to hold this down. That will work perfect. So it's flat at the bottom and then it's raised up as it goes to the top. Lovely. Now, the next thing we need to do is our layered border. And instead of doing Mum on this one, I'm actually going to do Easter. So using your stitched edge dies, depending on what you're going to put on the piece here, you might decide you want to stamp Happy Easter here, or you might have a sticker that you want to put over it or something. So that's what I'm going to put just down here like this. So first of all, what I need to do is stick this onto this. So we'll do that with a little bit of glue. And today I'm using the Nouveau glue. Normally what I would use is a tape runner or double-sided tape, but just the Nouveau glue will help me today to get this on right. Excuse me, now I'm going to lift it up just a little because I'm the queen of the wonky lines. I think that looks straight, guys. What do you think? Yeah, we'll go for that. At least with the Nouveau glue, you get a bit of chance with the wet glue to move it around. So that will be lovely there. What we need now for the back of this is some double-sided tape. And I have my Big Mama roll of tape that I use. So we'll just take a piece off. Normally I have loads of little bits and pieces. I keep them here on my little tray on my desk. But what I'm going to do is cut a couple of pieces off for this here. So we'll put one there. And one there. I may just take a little piece off this. Pop it on there. Perfect. Now, so I'm going to pop that on there, and before I go getting my popping this on here, I'm going to put my Easter, and I have them cut out. And again, it's just a generic die set that I got online with all my uppercase and lowercase letters, and I just cut them out in the glossy card to match the back of the leaves. So I'm going to stick those on as well with our new That's our Easter done, and now we can pop off the release tape on the back. pop that onto our card. So let's see. I'm going to actually hold it up this way, guys, so that I can get it straight. The great thing about the foam tape is it's very forgiving if you don't press down on it. I think that looks, what do you think? Does that look straight? That looks good to me. Yeah, I think we shall go with that. Yeah, we're in. We have committed. Lovely. Now, what we need for this one is our butterflies, and I have cut 2 of these out. This little butterfly came with the Mom mini die from Xcut, so I've used the butterfly from this for this card as well. I just think it will fill up our corner here. So what I'll do is fold the wings a little, and with this one I shall fold these as well. And what I like to do is just, using whatever is at hand, turn the wings under a little bit. Actually, I'll use my bone folder and we'll just give them a little curl, and the same with this one. So when it sits up like that, it'll have a little curl to it. So I will put a little bit of glue on the back of this, and we shall pop that on here. See if we can get them lined up. We can. And then I'll use my little tweezers to squeeze it down. And then we'll stick this down here on the back and use a bit of glue. Now this is going to kind of sit off of the card, so we don't need to glue the whole thing. Really, all we need to glue is down most of this wing. So I'll put some in the middle and a little, so it's literally just the corner up here that isn't glued down. So let's see. And there we go. So we'll use our bone folder to hold that there. It just takes a minute for the glue to set, and then it's ready to go. Now we want a couple of little gems for in our butterfly, just to kind of spruce it up. And on this little pack there are some little mini ones, so I'm going to use some of those, and I'm just going to use 2, and I think I might go with this color. I think would be nice. Let's see if we can pop one there. And one there. Lovely. Perfect. Now I'm going to use one of the big ones, and although I have one here on this one, I won't really fit one along here, so I'm going to pop one here. Now, should I pop it there like that, or in between the 3? Well, I know I definitely want one up here, so let's start up here with this one. Pop that one down, and then I want another one, and I think I won't go for a big one, I'll go for a medium size one, and I'm going to pop that over here. So I'll just pop that down there like that, and then I want one more because we want the trifecta, so I might go with another medium one maybe. Now, do I want to pop that there? See, we want the 3. So where should we go back here with the 3? I think it might be too much up there. In the middle. No, I'm really drawn to over here, guys. I'm going to commit to it. It's in, it's on, it's down. There we go. Right, so the next thing we need to do, which we haven't done yet, is our sentiment for the inside. Now, you can do the sentiment for the inside before you do any of the front on the card, but I use my stamp positioner and I find it brilliant because I just pop the card in and away we go. So why don't we do that? We'll get the stamp positioner out and we'll do that. So I have the Tonic Studios one. I find it really, really good. I have a mini Misty and I have to say I love my mini Misty. With the Tonic stamp press, what I have done is I have taken a piece of fun foam and I have stuck it to the back plate. Now I've only used the repositionable tape, so I can take this out at any time if I want, but I don't tend to use the rubber stamps. Most of mine are all the acrylic or, you know, the clear ones. So yeah, I'm not too bothered, but this is what I used. So this here says, I hope you have a very, and it's from just a generic stamp set that I've got. I think I actually got this free in one of the magazines. So that's from there, and I'm going to put that inside my card. And then this one is another one, and I'm going to use the Happy Easter from this one. I used the Happy Birthday on this one and the Happy Mother's Day. That's what that one is there, Happy Mother's Day. I'm going to pop that over there so I don't lose it. So let's get out the Happy Easter. We'll pop that down there. And this is a piece of acetate that I have put, I've used a Sharpie and marked the grid lines in. And what I've done was I got two pieces. So on one piece of acetate I did my grid lines, and then I sandwiched the grid lines between two pieces and put some sellotape around the edges, and that's what gives me my grid lines. So we have our two magnets. We'll keep them very separate. So my card will sit in like so. I'm going to pop it in like that because the Tonic Studios, they don't have an edge here, so I can pop that on there and that on there. Now we shall turn it around the other way to make it easier for stamping. There we go. So we'll put that there, and then I'm going to pop this in here. Now we want the I hope you have a very, and that looks about centered. There are just over 2 squares on each side. Yeah. And then the Happy Easter. And I'm always in dread of my life that I put it up the wrong way. But sure, it'll be grand. So how does that look there? I think that looks okay. Yeah. Just straighten that another little bit. Perfect. We'll close it over and see how it looks without moving it. Pop that there, and then we shall take off our acetate and we shall have another look. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stand it up, guys, so I can have a look. Looks straight enough. Straight enough. That's the handmade card, not a homemade Hallmark card. So next we need, and I love to use the VersaFine black ink, Onyx Black. I think it's brilliant. I do have the Memento and I do tend to use it, but this is the one that I tend to go for all the time. The only thing is you have to make sure it's dry, because if it's not dry and you close your card, you're going to get smears. But I don't mind, because if I smear a bit of ink, I tend to take a little butterfly or a little heart or something like that. And what I'll do is just cover it up. So how are we doing there? Yeah, that's going to need another one. I might have to do some CPR on this. It's just if you press too hard, you're going to get a blurred image. I'll stand up. Let's see. Perfect. That's perfect, guys, isn't it? Yeah. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. So now I'll just take a wipe. And I just use baby wipes, and I use the aqua ones. You know, not the ones with the aloe vera or anything like that on them. And I just give my stamps a little clean off. I'm going to close up my ink pad, because that can be lethal. Take out my card. Give that a blow. What do you think? And I'm just going to take a black pen and do maybe, you know, the 3 dots or whatever. But we're done with our Tonic Studio stamp press. I should pop that back here. Now, we're literally there. The only thing I need to do now is put a little wink of Stella on our daffodils, and I'm going to open the card out just so I don't get any gunk on it. And we shall put some. Now, I'm not putting it over the whole thing, I'm just putting it on the raised parts. So the base of the daffodil, I'm not putting any wink of Stella on that. I'm just putting it on the actual layered pieces. And now you could do this before you put them on. I'll probably come back later on and pop some more wink of Stella onto those so that they're lovely and glittery. I don't know if it'll even catch the wink of Stella, but you can see it in real life. It does look really cool in real life. So the only thing that I haven't done for this one that I did on there is the butterfly, and I shall do that later. So here we go. We have one envelope for that one, and we have one envelope for this one. And there's our 2 cards, guys. What do you think? Hey? What do you think of that? I think they're lovely. I think either as a Mother's Day card or an Easter card, I think they're perfect. So that's it. That is our card for today. That's our card for this week. Again, I won't be posting any videos next week as I'll be moving. I hope you like what I've made and that you'll hit the subscribe button down below and press on the bell as well. Give me a thumbs up if you've liked this video and you want to see more. So thanks for joining me here on Blonde Cards and Crafts. See you next time, guys. Bye bye.